Hi, my name's Michelle. I'm doing a few little videos on how life is with an NJ tube for feeding, and tonight I thought I'd show you how I switch from the bedside table stand to a backpack feeding. I'm heading away for the weekend, and it's my favourite way to feed when I'm sort of on the go and travelling, because if I can't sort of be stationary by a stand, just pop it in the backpack and you can just head off. So I'll show you how I switch from one to the other, and then I'll pop the feed on as well. So to switch from stand feeding to backpack feeding, first you need to take your pump off the stand. So you just unscrew this piece to widen this gap enough to take it off the stand, and then you'll actually need to remove this bulky piece which doesn't quite fit in the backpack. I've already loosened it there, as you can tell, just because I'm doing this one-handed. You'll need a star-shaped security key, so it's not your normal Allen key. I bought this little set. I think it cost me about £4, so it wasn't too expensive. And you just unscrew that. There we are. I also just use some tape as well to tape that down so that you don't lose it. Like so. So now when I pop this away in the drawer, that little screw isn't going to get lost and I won't be stuck with only the one option. For those of you wondering about this little kit, I've just noticed in very small writing here it says T25, which is the size of this particular key that I've used. So if you are able to find somewhere you can purchase just one, that's the number it's got on this particular kit, so that might help you get just one of the right size. Now this is nice and flat, it's going to be able to fit into the backpack. So this backpack was provided to me by Fresenius Kabi. So I've got their Amica pump and I'm on their Fresuben Energy Easy Bags. So if you're on a different type of feed, you might have a different sort of setup. So the way this bag works is really quite clever. The pump goes in this section here and the tubing goes through that. You can wrap the tubing around as well to make it shorter, so that when you pop it out the side of the backpack it's not too long and you won't catch on things, as it shows in this little instruction here. It's quite hard to see without a tube in there, but there are Velcro tabs on either side, so you can choose which side you prefer your tube to be out of, and that just protects it from the zip running over the top. And then this here is where you pop your feed in. The little side part here is where you pop your charger in, so you can have that just in the zip here. So once you've got everything all set up, whoops, that's in the way. You can close that over to strap in your pump, and then with the backpack closed you can still get to everything you need to. Through that little clear part there. Okay, so I'll just show you how I go about setting up a feed with the backpack. The first thing you're going to want to do is open up your giving set, and this is slightly different to the giving sets that work with the bedside stand. You'll notice it doesn't have that little bit here that needs gravity to drip the feed in. This bag's designed to be used without gravity, so that if it sort of tips on its side or something like that, it'll still work. So the first thing you need to do is, with this clamp, and the top, which goes into the bag, you just need to extend the distance about 50 centimeters and then just clip the clamp shut. The next thing you want to do is connect your giving set to the feed. As long as you've got that clamp shut, once you tip the bag upside down, it won't begin to drip out. So that's all you need to do to strap your bag in. Next, you're ready to connect your giving set. So just like normal, take your clamp here, clip that in, and then smooth over the tube so that you've got a nice way to shut the little gate here. Pop it out your chosen side and into the holder, and then thread this piece through here. Fold over the Velcro to strap that into place, and then with this section you're going to thread it through the little Velcro tab, which protects it from being zipped. Finally, if you're heading out, you're going to want some power if your pump isn't quite charged. If it's fully charged and you're going out, the power lasts quite a while. I've not tested it sort of for the full 12 hours, but I've certainly tested it for at least 6 or so, and it's been completely fine. To keep this power cable sort of out of the way, you can always wrap it around here. So just plug it in. And I like probably about that much space to get it out into the wall. I've left this one long because I'm not actually going out with it tonight. I'm just prepping this because I'm going away for the weekend. If you're going out, you probably want to wrap it around a few times. And then out, so that it's only a short distance between the bag that's on your back and the tube that's on your face, so that you don't have sort of any snags on anything. Quite important too when you're doing that to pop it out the same side as your tube is on, otherwise it's got to go across your body. It's a bit uncomfortable and it looks a bit silly too. But I'll leave it long because that is how I'm having my feed tonight. And that is ready to be zipped up. So the next step is just to flush your tube with your normal amount of flush, and take your time with it so it doesn't sort of hurt your stomach. Okay, so to prime the tube, it's the same process as on the bedstand. I'll just see if we can get a shot of the screen here. Great. So that is going through. Before it showed that I was having 100 mils per hour of feed and 900 mils. If you do need to adjust that, you can just use your up and down buttons just here. Really simple in order to get the feed you need. So as you can see, the feed is coming through the tube now as it's priming. This tube is slightly smaller, or needs slightly less priming than the bedside table tube. And for that reason, you're going to want to be ready with the stop button, because once it gets down to here, it's still going to keep going. I keep the giving set packet just to lean this in so that it doesn't leak when it gets down to that point. And just keep an eye on it. And that's ready. So I'll just switch angles and connect the feed. Okay, so that is ready to be connected. So just once again, this is just a screw top. This just screws straight in. And that's it, all connected and ready to start my feed. So this bit is quite easy. You literally just hit OK to confirm that the giving set is primed. As I was saying before, these are the settings for my particular feed. If you need to adjust, you can yeah, just turn it up and down as you need. Pressing and holding the button will get it to go faster, like that. And there's a few other settings with the sound and the lighting. I haven't found them very useful. They're sort of up here, and I've just stuck to putting a eye mask over it when it's on the bedside. And this, very handily, has a flap that closes on the backpack, which is great. So when you're happy with the settings here, just hit start. And you can see these 3 drops here mean that it's feeding. So that's how I connect my feed when I'm feeding with the backpack rather than the bedside table stand. The next step for me is to program my insulin pump. As a type 1 diabetic, I need to do that to cope with the amount of carbohydrates and food going into my body over the next 9 hours. I won't really go into detail about how I've set my dosages because everybody's completely different. So if you are type 1 and going onto a feed, please just listen to medical professionals on that one. I will say it took me almost a week to get it right. I started off very conservatively and built my insulin up to bring my sugars down to decent levels, just to avoid some pretty hefty hypos, which obviously you can get when you're trying to bolus for those amounts of food. At any rate, if you found this helpful, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel so I know that this content is useful for you. And if there are any other videos you'd like me to do on life with an NJ tube, please just pop a comment down in the comments for me. Thanks so much for watching.